You are on the tile of a powder room your mother used to scrub. A plastic bowl under the P-trap catches a slow drip. The chrome shutoff is stiff with old hands. It is a Tuesday, late. The fluorescent above the mirror hums the way it did when you were small and waited in the driveway. On the vanity, a manila folder. Inside, a deed. The name on it is not yours. You picked it. Letters that mean nothing to anyone who ever held you. You know the smell of pine sol baked into grout. You can see the faint ghost lines of a vacuum in the hall carpet. Your chest does not rise the way you thought it would. The side door sticks the way it always stuck. You catch the drip, empty the bowl, slide it back. Something changed here before anyone was told. You are inside it now, with no one to call this by its name. You remember a winter Saturday morning when the sun refused the driveway. Your mother parked her Civic by the curb and told you to read your library book. The heater tapped like a metal tooth. You watched her carry the caddy with rags and spray into this side door. The fluorescent in the mudroom made her look almost blue. You knew where the towels were kept. You knew which sink spat rust first. Your father had already lost the plant job by then. The gate had a padlock and a sign about consolidation. He came home with a cardboard box and that quiet face he wore like a coat. You were 8, and you learned that defeat can be silent. At home, your mother rolled tips into a coffee can marked decaf. The cupboard smelled like pennies and stale grounds. She would tap the lid twice, like a prayer. On a Tuesday night, she ironed someone else's napkins at your table. The steam rose and the radio argued about weather on State Route 4. She did not say the words poor or hope. She said, "We keep going." You stored these rooms in your chest. You did math with chores. You made a promise no one heard you make. You start with the kind of money that misses rent by a week and still keeps moving. A warehouse job, pallets, a Honda Civic with the check engine light coming on like a reminder. On a Tuesday, you buy a used snack machine off Facebook Marketplace for $670. You pay $60 to rent a dolly and buy $54 in chips and candy at the wholesaler on the edge of town. The barbershop on Maple takes a 10% location cut. The first 30 days, you clear $118 after restock and the cut. You count bills on your kitchen floor, quarters in a mixing bowl. The bowl smells like dish soap and copper. You take a weekend Airbnb turnover, $80 a unit, 2 units, $160. After $20 in supplies and $18 in gas, you keep $120. It is a Saturday morning and you are scrubbing a stranger's stove while your friends send brunch photos. You open a high-yield savings that isn't that high. You put $190 there the first month, after the product cost, after the location's cut. You write it down on a legal pad. You look at the number. You look at it again. It scales like laundry, slow, then suddenly the basket is heavy. A second machine for $720, this one with a bill validator that sometimes sulks. A nail salon near the strip mall takes it if you promise to restock Tuesdays before noon. You register an LLC, $99 state fee, $129 a year for the registered agent, a mailbox inside a UPS store for $269 a year, suite number that feels like a costume. You keep contributing to the 401k up to the match. You stop there. The rest goes to the things with keys. Alyssa pulls up in a leased BMW, pearl white on a day with salt on the road. 36 months, $629 a month. She smiles and says, "I just felt like I earned it." Her nails click on the steering wheel like coins. You nod and mean it for her. You go home and wipe fingerprints off a glass front that ate $14 today in corn chips and soda. On a Tuesday night, you label keys with dots of nail polish, red for barbershops, blue for salons. The ring is heavier than it looks. The architecture grows where no one thinks to look. A third machine, a combo unit, $1,050 after a seller knocks off $75 for a dent. It nets $142 in its first month after $63 in restock and the 10%. A man you meet at a laundromat has a back room you can rent for $200 a month. You put a drink cooler there. It pulls $87 net after electric and stock. You buy 20% of a coin laundromat, just the share, not the building. $18,000 from a year of Tuesdays. The last quarter, your cut is $742 after soap and repair. You count quarters until your wrists ache. Chlorine and lint in your lungs. A small billboard ground lease along State Route 41 surprises you, $600 a month from a sign company. Taxes and insurance take $84. Net $560 deposited on the 15th like a clock nobody hears but you. You add a hand dryer service to 3 salons. $75 per visit, twice a month, $450. After paper and cleaning fluid, $338. You keep Tuesdays. You keep Saturday mornings. You keep your mouth closed. It costs you in places you cannot itemize. Birthdays you leave early with a lie about a headache so you can move quarters before the bank closes. A nephew's soccer game where your phone vibrates with a jam sensor and you stare at the field but see a machine blinking. People ask what you have been up to. You say, work. They say, same. Alyssa posts the Bahamas and writes, finally treating myself. You like it and wipe a sticky shelf in a salon bathroom that smells like lemon and hair dye. On a Tuesday night, you restock while the radio talks about a recall that is not your problem. Your hands are always a little sugared with dust. You start keeping 2 phones, one for you, one for the name that isn't yours. The glove box gets crowded with keys and laminated cards. In your apartment, a locked drawer holds a binder with tabs, bank letters, a trust document with a placeholder that could be you if you squint. You try to date. You are not believable. People want weekends and a story that can be told in one breath. You have rooms you cannot let them see. Your mother still cleans for longtime clients. She says the work keeps her spry. One Saturday morning, you drive her past this house. She points and says, I used to do their holidays. You nod, and your tongue turns to chalk. You pay her dentist bill from an account that isn't your face. She thanks the world. You stand in the kitchen and wash a plate that isn't dirty. Closing day is over by the time the keys cool in your palm. You come here alone. The lights hum. The powder room sink drips like it remembers you. The deed in the folder says a name you made up on a walk, a name with clean edges. The ink is real. The name is not. You feel something that isn't pride and isn't relief. It's something quieter than both. You remember your mother aligning shoes by this door, scrubbing under this very P-trap until her knuckles shone. You see your father sitting in the dark after the plant closed, the TV reflecting a man he didn't know. Money did not fix that quiet. It did not lift the coat off his shoulders. This house does not hand you back a Saturday morning. You run your finger under the trap and feel the thread catch. You tighten it a quarter turn. The drip pauses. You stop breathing to listen. It is a Tuesday again. The bowl under the sink is empty now. You set it aside and watch the chrome stay dry like it is refusing you nothing, and everything. You put the keys on the vanity. You smooth the folder with the name that isn't yours. The fluorescent hums, softer now that your ear knows it. Outside, the side door still sticks. Inside, the carpet still holds the memory of vacuum lines. You think of a coffee can and a padlocked gate, and the way you promised. What do you call a home you cannot say out loud is yours?